Hi, welcome to Tea Time. This is an unedited, unscripted daily series where we talk about trans topics and other things as well. We're going to dive into more philosophy stuff in the future, but today we're actually doing a very near and dear trans topic, which is I'm doing a performance tonight on trans stand-up topics, and I've never done stand-up comedy before, so I need to practice, and I thought it would be good. If I practice with you and kind of share this. I'd love to hear what you think about like some of the funnier jokes or what you think is good. I'm working a lot on my delivery. I think that's really the key. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you my stand-up for tonight, which is pretty heavily trans, and just trigger warning. I push it pretty far. So there's going to be swearing and all sorts of things. God, it's weird doing it with the quiet audience. By the way, I'll post the actual recording later. I'm going to have it recorded tonight. But you can just imagine that I'm on stage and there's like a crowd. So I'm a trans woman and I've been on hormones for about 2 years. It's been the best experience of my life, but there's so much to learn. You really learn about yourself and who you are. You know, it's one of the greatest problems our generation faces. Who are we? Being trans is like, fuck that, this is who I am. Yeah, this is who I am. You know that question they ask you as a kid? What do you want to grow up? Be a firefighter, a nurse? Fuck you, I want to be trans. This is who I am. Yeah, identity. You know, identity is so important to trans folks. I know it is for me. Transitioning is an incredibly personal process. And so you think every trans person is pretty unique, but I've noticed it's become a meme of itself. Like you can find a vast majority of trans folks who fit into 2 buckets. There's the political trans, which is anti-capitalist, down with the patriarchy, everyone is valid, you know, that type. And then you have the broadcaster, who's some combination of a model, Twitch streamer, and directing you to subscribe to their OnlyFans page. Since when did every trans girl have an OnlyFans? Is this a lifestyle brand? Honestly though, the world's a pretty awful place for trans folks, and you're climbing an uphill battle if you're looking for work. Cis people want to hire cis people. It's not going to help your resume if you're trans. I've spoken to trans folks who even get fired for being trans, which is dumb. Because trans people are usually have more perspectives than your run-of-the-mill cis dude. But that's okay, I guess. Don't be innovative is a thing. But it has me thinking. I think trans people could really fuck up the business game. Having a different perspective than 99% of the world, yeah, it can give you an edge sometimes. Trans businesses. Yeah, let's flip the script and make being a cis person a disadvantage. Just imagine a world run by trans owners. What would that look like? Everyone drugged up on hormones, all the trans girls crying because they have crazy high estrogen levels, all the trans men aggressive and bothered because they're jacked up on testosterone. What would that business world look like? Wait a minute. If it's run by trans men and trans women, then isn't that just a regular business run by men and women? Yeah, I work. I go to work. One of the most annoying things about being a trans woman at work is you gotta hide your dick. If I wear pants, there's obviously a bulge. So basically all I have are dresses. Or I can do some unbearably uncomfortable things to duct tape my genitals away. Who the hell wants to duct tape their genitals the whole day at work though? So yeah, As a trans woman, my dick gets a lot of attention. And that's probably the weirdest thing transitioning from male to female. I talk to everyone about my genitals now, and somehow that's okay. Of course, I don't talk about that at work. It's still not appropriate. But I bet people are thinking about my genitals. I feel like a walking human resources risk. My dick on your mind, bitch. Say it. So yeah, hormones. Oh, I'm supposed to pause there. Okay. So, yeah, speaking of hormones, testosterone is a hell of a drug. You're not thinking about sex, but then bam, you are now thinking about sex. It just creeps up on you and tends to remind you to rub it on things all day. Because it likes that. But once I took estrogen and it killed my testosterone, I thought my sex drive was done for. But you know what? I'm horny all the time. It's just not down there anymore. It's up here. Am I right, ladies? I have a very pervy mind. Like, I'm very slutty, at least in my head. You see, I was brought up on testosterone and straight porn, which kind of means masturbating all the time to porn that slowly gets more and more extreme because the old stuff no longer cuts it. And then I transitioned, and now all I want to do is live out the other side of my sick, cis-het pornography dreams as a slutty female. Like, all I want to do is live out the object of my own adolescent desires as myself. That sounds hot, right? Yeah. So, being horny and all that has definitely led me to dating. I date people. Men and women, but mostly men. I date men because it's validating. You know that whole thing about breaking gender roles? Fuck that. I want it. Give it to me. Tell me I'm a woman. Just tell it to me in all the ways. Buy me dinner, hold the door open for me, take off my jacket. And ask me to make you a sandwich, goddammit. You want a housewife? Sign me up. Anything to validate my gender. Yeah, dating straight men is fun too. Once you get over their objections of, I'm not gay, but what? You're straight? Great. I'm a woman and I'm straight too. Well, mostly. It's definitely odd thinking you're a straight guy and then transitioning and realizing you're a straight girl. It's a best practice to say gender and sexuality are separate, but sexuality gets all fucked up when you transition. So dating men. So back to dating men. My first problem is I've been a man. Like most of my life, actually. So I know what they're thinking. Which is fine. But also, it's not fine because I know too much. It'd be nice to think he's doing something to be sweet, but what he's actually doing is probably plotting to get his dick wet. Yeah. And I actually don't have a problem with this. It's just how he does it. Does he do it with confidence? And sadly, most men don't tell you this with confidence. Instead of, why don't you try sucking my dick? He'll say something stupid like, how was your day? Men are so driven by testosterone, they have no idea. It's all they know. If they ever tell you it's not about sex, they're lying. Fighting testosterone is like fighting gravity. Eventually he's going to need to jerk one out, and that's either with you or without you. And personally, I'd rather be the one helping out. Yeah, being trans. Probably the most annoying thing at being trans is how much we're blamed for stuff. You know, like being trans is some big conspiracy. The trans agenda, they call it. Erase all genders. That's the trans agenda thing the far right talks about. Like we trans folks have a hive mind. What even is the trans agenda? I never got the memo. Where do you even get this trans agenda? Like the one place we all go is the doctor's office. So maybe after they make a really big deal about you having to see a psychologist, and perhaps you're not actually trans, you jump through all these hoops and stuff, and then at the end they congratulate you with a certificate and whisper, now I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Honestly, the trans agenda is just a conspiracy theory trying to blame us for some bullshit problem white cis het men are facing. White cis het. White cis het men. It's like casting a curse, like a combo in Mortal Kombat for a fatality. White cis het men, probably the most derogatory thing you can say about someone in a queer space. Hi, welcome to our queer show. For tonight's schedule, white cis het men are canceled as usual. Yeah. I've also met trans Nazis in queer spaces too. Instead of euthanizing old disabled minority groups, they're all about rounding up all the white cis het men. Maybe put them into a BDSM camp and force them to take hormones. Give them a good dose of dysphoria and make them doubt themselves. Welcome to the trans world. Yeah, that's my kink. The real trans agenda. And that was it. I don't know how it is giving comedy in a solo space like this with no one to laugh, but yeah, that was my set. So I'm going to be performing that tonight. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna have to work on my pacing, but yeah, I'll see you later. Oh, it's the weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll record another one. Who knows? But thanks for joining me today. Bye.